Ms. Legalista here. Thank you for joining. Okay, I hope you're ready for this one. This is actually an attorney who was scammed, which goes to show you that scammers will come after anyone. Let me pull this up so that we can take a look at what happened here.
A real estate transaction that never went through resurfaces months later in a shocking way. This next story you'll see only on 2, and it's a good lesson about who to trust with your financial information. CBS 2's Lauren Victory dives into the drama.
The amount of times money passes in and out of Ebony Lucas's bank account each week could make your head spin.
I am a real estate attorney, so I help people when they're buying and selling homes.
One home sale could involve several transactions. Of course, her law firm has business expenses too.
When I went to do payroll, there was no money. And I was like, what happened? $1,251.78.
Her company bank account showed a lot of subtraction signs.
$1,598.07.
She says the debits added up to more than $30,000.
And this wasn't me for sure. I know this isn't accurate.
Ebony immediately contacted police and filed a fraud claim with Chase Bank. Then,
let me stop right there real quick. So for my account, if you're able to do this with your bank, then go ahead and set up alerts. So I have set up a threshold. If there is any transaction that hits that threshold, I automatically get an alert on my phone. There are sometimes instances where I'm actually sitting in the drive-thru at the bank doing a transaction, and as it is going through inside the bank, it is popping up on my phone to let me know. I have also said this in another video. If something doesn't look right, I got a notification one time. I didn't even call my bank. I got up, drove over to the bank and had a conversation with them. And it was actually nothing. I just didn't know where the money was coming from. And I wanted to make sure there was nothing weird going on. Set up these alerts if you can, so that you can be notified when these things are happening to your account.
and she launched her own investigation.
The initial charges were for flagship credit.
She discovered on a call with that company that these repeated transactions were car payments. A closer look revealed a customer's name, McNary.
I was like, let me just check and see if this is anybody that's ever emailed me.
And there it was, Mr. McNary, part of a September 2023 home sale that never panned out.
Once we gave the instructions, he disappeared.
Instructions, as in wiring instructions with the law firm's routing and bank account numbers, in full. CBS 2 partially blurred them for the story.
3 days later, he charged my account for his vehicle. I found a phone number, gave him a call, and I said, hi, this is Ebony Lucas. You've been stealing money out of my bank account.
Hi, Mr. McNary.
CBS 2 was able to get in touch with him too.
Essentially, your comment is that you have nothing to do with this.
Interesting, because Ebony showed us texts where McNary agreed to wire or transfer funds back to her. She says they even arranged to meet at Chase Bank, but he never showed.
You want me to send it via text or via email?
McNary asked us for proof his name is on Ebony's bank transactions. Then he called us back.
What's your last name?
And tried to tell us his last name wasn't McNary.
This guy sounds like such a scammer. Okay, give me proof that my name is on the account. Okay, I don't believe you. That's not my name. Like, he is going to come up with every ridiculous thing that he can. Listen to this next part.
Remember, he answered my first call.
Hi, Mr. McNary.
In the affirmative.
But I don't understand then why you would agree to meet Ebony at the bank.
That conversation.
Please leave your message for.
And this invitation for a Zoom interview went nowhere, but
I was breathless, shocked, surprised.
Trust us when we say the plot thickens. This woman's name is also on Ebony's bank transactions for more than $12,000 worth of bills paid to Discover, Home Depot, and Floor & Decor. She says she was dating McNary.
I was working on a project, and he was the general contractor for me working on that project.
The woman, who asked us to keep her identity private, tells us she trusted McNary when he asked to add his payment information to her Home Depot account.
Because him and I was in a relationship, he said, I'll just help you pay for it. Don't worry about it. I have money.
Home Depot, $1,984.
We now know it was actually Ebony unknowingly financing those bills.
So it sounds like he was taking, because now he had access to the attorney's account. So he was taking money out of her account or just using her account number and information to pay for his girlfriend's bills that he had his girlfriend put his name on. This is just the she was right when she said the plot thickens.
Meantime,
I filed a lawsuit.
she's an attorney, after all, used to fighting for people's money. Lauren Victory, CBS 2 News.
Okay. So I talk to people all the time about looking out for scammers. When you're an attorney or you are a person who's working in a business setting, you are used to providing certain information to other parties. If you are dealing with online platforms, you are providing them with information. Sometimes I literally will go Google and search a company just to make sure they're fully legit, because just because they have a website and what sounds like legitimate people does not mean that they are legitimate. They could be scam artists, fraudsters ready to take your money. Once you hand over that account information, you have given that information to people you don't even know. A lot of these platforms will allow you to be paid via Square or PayPal. Use that. Put some kind of wall between them and you having access and them having access to your account.
Ebony's lawsuit is against Chase Bank. She received a provisional credit for a fraction of what was stolen from her. Several transactions were not refunded. Bank representatives told us fraud complaints need to be filed within 30 days. Ebony says some of her denied claims were within that time frame. Chase Bank and Chicago police continue to investigate this case.
Now, let me stop there also. Here's the deal when it comes to fraud and some of these banks. They have all of this information that they share with you when you have an account with them. It says, hey, here's our contract. And it says, let us know within 30 days if there's any fraud and we will reimburse you. Well, guess what? I'm here to tell you that most of the time they don't want to do that, because the person who committed the fraud, the scam, they have the money. The financial institution has to take a loss if you don't get that money back from those other parties. And so they will come up with all kinds of excuses to say maybe you were a participant in it. You have to have a police report. You have to prove that you didn't benefit from it. I have heard all of these stories so many times. People just trying to get these financial institutions to do what they're supposed to do. Lately, they have made it harder and harder and harder for people to be reimbursed when there has been fraud on their account. So I'm just letting you know, do your due diligence, try to protect yourself as much as you can. Both of these people, both of these women got taken in by the same scam artist, First with the attorney who thought this person was going to be buying a house or something like that. And then by the girlfriend who thought this person was going to be helping out, doing some work. And yes, they were in a personal relationship. This guy has no limits. We'll see where this goes. I actually should pull up the lawsuit to see what her lawsuit says, but the lawsuit again is against Chase. I'm not sure why she's not going after the guy. I would go after the guy too. I tell you, I would go after the guy too. Don't forget to give the video a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. Mwah. Peace.